Hello to you. Bienvenidos. Welcome to Adelante Chicago. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, or ACE, has been a part of Chicago for decades now. They continue to evolve, creating a pathway of opportunities for thousands of people. Joining us now to talk a little bit about some of their newest ventures is Patricia Mota. Always nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Same here. Okay. Thank you for having me.
For those people that perhaps have never heard of ACE before, which I can't believe there are any out there, explain to them what you're able to do for them.
Absolutely. We are a national nonprofit organization headquartered here in Chicago, and our mission since 1982 has remained the same. However, how we deliver, how we innovate and evolve in order to continue to support that mission has evolved over time. And that mission being to positively impact workplaces by cultivating the community of talent, providing the insight, access, and support so that they are successful in their careers. And so we do that through three core pillars. One is what we're traditionally known for, which is talent acquisition program services, where we're actively referring anywhere from interns to senior level talent to employers that we partner with throughout the year. Two is through cohort leadership development programs that start as young as the high school level to senior level. That includes individual leadership assessments, culturally relevant content. But what I'm most proud of, it's enabled us to create a strong multi-generational support network across the nation, where we have folks coming back more senior in their careers as guest speakers, trainers, mentors, and those in their careers doing the same for our students. And lastly, is thought leadership and philanthropy. So these are events, opportunities where we bring folks together to share best practices and to shine a light and award scholarships so that folks can engage and be able to continue in their own educational aspirations.
That's the really important part of it, I think, is this idea of awarding scholarships. And the cool thing about ACE is, look, there's a lot of organizations out there that can train people to do a job, but not only do you help provide the training, but you also provide sort of this mentorship that creates leaders. So they don't just get a job, but they move up through those positions to become leaders in a company or an organization, which is great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so this year alone, we've graduated about 340 participants in all of our programs. And those participants each were in a cohort of 20 or so individuals that they had their own individualized experience to help them advance in their career. And the students as well. We're currently fundraising our end-of-year fundraising campaign, which is to help award anywhere from 20 to 40 students per year in terms of a scholarship to go towards their educational aspiration, and professionals that are either in public sector, nonprofit, that need scholarships to be able to benefit and participate from our programs as well.
Okay, and this is an important time of year to do that. With the holidays coming up, sometimes people give, donations rather than gifts. That's a way they support an organization. How much are you hoping to build or generate or fundraise over the next few months, and how could it help these particular scholarships, right?
Well, this campaign is specifically ending the end of this year.
Okay, so we've got a few more weeks.
So that way we have these dollars to award in the coming year. And so this is a campaign that we have named Juntos Avanzamos, meaning together we rise. And we're about a little closer to halfway there of our $100,000 goal.
That's great.
To be able to support in the coming year for folks to be able to participate and benefit in our programs and to be awarded scholarships as well.
All right, hold it right there, because I do want to play some of the testimonials that you guys have. So these are people who have been through the program, who have benefited from it. Can we play one or two of them? Let's see if the producer can bring those up.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Gomez, and I'm a proud alum of the Mujeres de ACE Entrepreneur Program. And one of the biggest takeaways for me was really around learning about who I am. Along with unpacking business strategies and business plans, the space really allowed for discovery and thinking about what are my strengths, how is it that I'm showing up as a business owner, and how that impacts all the decisions that I make as an emprendedora and for the audience that I serve.
Being aware of the privilege I have of pursuing a master's degree, I really want to continue to speak out about the importance of inclusion, accessibility, and be actively involved in being able to provide these tools and resources I have gathered throughout the years to other Latinos, which are also breaking stereotypes. So one by one, as we reach our goals and our seats at the table, juntos los vamos a lograr y lo vamos a celebrar.
So I highlighted these two young women, but
Yeah.
you're obviously an
Yeah.
organization that helps young men as
Yeah.
well as they thrive and succeed in their careers. Tell me about these two women and what they've been able to do.
No, one of the things that you got from their stories that's extremely important as it pertains to leadership development for any individual is that the more self-aware you are in terms of your strengths, your capabilities, and also in terms of how you identify and your values and your culture, the more effective you are in influencing and communicating and leading. And the cultural relevancy that ASSET brings to the table is extremely critical because it unleashes not only that potential to lead, but also alongside with it is the confidence that especially that we've noticed with Latinas and the data that's out there that we're looking to really unleash even further and accelerate at a much faster pace in the coming year. While our programs serving, both men and women, there's a lot of data out there in terms of the need to close the gap for Latinas specifically. Latinas are leading the majority of the 3.78 trillion purchasing power that we have here in the United States that's run by the Hispanic, Latino, Latina community. And Latinas are opening businesses 6 times faster than any other demographic group. Yet, however, there's challenges in terms of pay equity, access to capital for their businesses, opportunities to lead. And so with our Mujeres de ASSET programs and our programs in general, we're able to accelerate so that they are moving and gaining those opportunities even faster. And so, for example, with the testimonials that we had was increased business opportunities and access for Stephanie, for example, and then the students that are able to build a network of mentors across the country, which is just extremely powerful for them.
So you help build confidence, which creates assertiveness, which creates really good leadership.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, ASSET, if people want information, of course, they've got events all year round, assetonline.org. Of course, they are fundraising big time for the end of the year to get to these dollars that they want to reach.
Absolutely.
Okay? Thank you, Patricia
Thank you.
Mota.